Hey everybody, remember me? Welcome to another episode of Build One Race Car 3 times. I told you I was going to show you about this timing deal. It just came in, this part that I had to draw up on my computer because the other thing didn't work. Let me turn this phone and I'll show you what I got. Okay, if you remember, this and this came together as part of this timing belt system. Okay, I took the bolts out of this because here's if you remember, keeping up with all this crazy stuff I do. When you kind of center this thing, the bolt holes wouldn't go in through the slots. You see how they're kind of missing? I got this centered pretty close. Well, it was that far off, and they said, yeah, we sell them every day like that. Well, okay. That's probably why there are not too many of them out there. Competition cams. So, if you remember, I could correct that problem. They couldn't tell me what to do, so I went on my computer, drew up my own little part based off of all these measurements, and this is the new part. So, you remember I told you I ordered 2 of them, and took the bolts out of this black one and put it in this one. So this is the part that allows you to, will allow me to, change the timing, cam timing. You can advance it or retard it. And this little guy, they put me a little bitty scribe. That's all I needed. The way it came, it looked like that, but all I needed was an indexing mark in the center of this thing. So when this was all correct, the cover, everything, the cam part was all correct. Let's see if I can put it when I got it holding the phone. Okay, see, so it goes down on there. That's no problem. Everything fits nice and tight. Now this fits the bolts come through it. See, and now you got the little indexing mark. You can advance or retard the timing, 10 degrees. And so look at it this way. They stick up through there is a nylock, or I guess a locking nut with a little washer. It tightens this all down. So after the motor's together, you can loosen this set of bolts up and move the timing of the camshaft 10 degrees, retard or advance. And that's what I was waiting on. I made 2 of them because E-Machine Shop has a free CAD program. And I kind of been doing that for a long time. I used to make motorcycle wheels during all that chopper deal. But anyway, I got 2 of them. They were $29.34 per part. 2 of these things was $58.68. The setup costs, you got to pay somebody to set up the machine, punch the program into the computer, chuck up the 2 parts side by side, and cut them out. So I didn't need 2 of them, but I got 2 in case something, goes wrong. But anyway, $268.91 delivered to the house here today. So I'm back on the road again, getting this thing. I couldn't put the oil pan on because I want to make sure everything worked right, because I got to put this cover on to put the oil seal up in the front of the motor. So roughly 30 days from start to finish, when I realized that this didn't work and it wasn't going to work, I had to make my own. So now, this is, the belt goes here with the tensioner. So this little guy, I made it a little bit tighter than this other one was, but it does work. Cam hub goes up inside of here. This will all go together. Put my seal in here. Got my lower pulley and then the balancer. But there it is. Okay, that was the part that I had to make on my computer to make this whole thing work. Because, I saved about $300 or $400 on this thing, roughly $400, I guess. And well, I ended up not saving, but the thing works because he couldn't give me any answers of what, why it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. This and this don't go together. So that was the deal. So let's build it 3 times. But I'm all happy. It took a little more, a little bit more out of time wise, but we're doing okay. So I know that's going to go on the motor. So let's look at something else that got built 3 times, well, 2 times so far. My seats. Well, I'm still, this is what I got. You know, a custom seat. I don't have the passenger in yet, but here's the thing. This was supposed to be the passenger seat. And if you look at the fabrics, you know, I wanted something as close as I could get. This was all done on the computer. I mean, me looking at fabrics pictures, but you know, it's kind of a camel color. And this piece in the middle, it comes out. You can wash it and clean it, and it made it easier to mount everything. Camel vinyl right there, camel. So, you know, camel color. So this goes in there, and here's what happened. I had to take that whole cover. Well, when the 2 seats came in, of course, I was very excited. But you know, you unpack the stuff, and that seat was going to fit over here, no problem. But look at this. The driver's seat was way too big. I mean, this is for a mud truck. So, yeah, I know. Let's build it 3 times. If anybody is interested in a seat for a mud truck or single seater or something, I got one for sale. Because here's what I had to call them, and I told them, look, the measurements I gave you, I'm sure it's my fault, but it didn't work out. So that passenger seat, the way I built this car, this tunnel is kind of offset this way slightly, back here especially. Kind of comes in at an angle, doesn't go right down the center, so it's wider back here, but that seat over there was too wide, so it wouldn't go in there at all. So I took the passenger seat, took that whole cover completely off, took all the foam out, and took the metal frame, it's on a metal frame, stuck it all in there, made all the mounts. Then I had to cut it down the middle and still squeeze it together slightly. That's why this is a little bit loose, you know, but let me tell you, at this point it's going to be fine. Anyway, the passenger seat ended up being the driver's seat, and they were very nice about sending me a bare frame for their narrowest seat, and I got it, stuck it all in here, adjusted it to where it, you know, needed to be, and then I sent it back to them, and now they're going to put all the fabric. It'll look something like this. Being a passenger seat, there wasn't any reason to have a high back, but the fabric and everything will be the same. The camel deal in the middle, the fabric down the center, and then I think there's going to be you know, this yellow vinyl, just, you know, because the car's yellow. So they're very nice to me, so I went ahead and ordered seat belts from them too. PRP, it's an off-road outfit that, you know, how I found them is they were very nice to help me with the exact pattern of the window net, which is all updated now. So I saw they made that, their specialty is making seats, so I went ahead and gave them that business, and you know, they were very nice to send me that thing and let me, you know, to work with me. That's how you do business. You know, spend a lot of money. I mean, you know, the 2 seats were $1,500, but I'm happy because they look nice. It's very comfortable. I mean, that thing is, the foam is, I mean, that thing, I hope I don't fall asleep. But anyway, I got the seat belts from them. They're all certified, and then I'll show you this, you know, the window net. I had to order the window net from them originally, and so now I got June of 23 on the certification. I made my little dash cover. I got to get this over to Rick McDonald, so then I can put my digital gauges in there. Once the dashboard goes in there, this thing will slip down and kind of fits real nicely in the little contour that's in the. I'm gonna get this all done in this wood grain. So, because it's kind of like, once it slides down here, it's kind of like in line of the wood grain, and front of the dash has wood grain. And you know, what are you building? Show car? No, well, this will be a race car. I just want it to look nice. And so we already know about the Bear wiring system and all that. But yeah, that's what I got. Seat, very nice seat. It's very comfortable. Comp Elite is the name of it. PRP is the company. PRP RacingSeats.com. And so there you are. That's what I got going. So what's the next thing? The next thing is to next thing is to glue this little plastic thing, little red. You know, it's the Tim McAmis deal. You push this forward, this drops down, and it's easy to open and close. Well, okay, it's coming together. You know, yellow, some beige. So that's it. I don't have much else to show you, but we are moving forward. I was just very, very glad, you know, that this all worked out the very first time. They put a little scribe mark, and I took a Sharpie pen and blacked it in the little line, and then just wiped it with my finger, as you can tell, to get the little thing that lines this all up now. So that's it. I can just look and see where I'm at. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when I check the valve to piston clearance, talking about this anyway, I always, you know, of course I don't do this very much, but I retarded the cam all the way, got a reading on that, sent it the other way, all the way advanced, so I know what the clearance on the intake and exhaust is, valve to piston clearance, all the way this way, all the way that way. So you know, you can do that, because the way that this SB2 motor is set up, the valve, it's not at an angle to the piston. It's, you know, the head of the valve is square, very, you know, square with the top of the piston, because you can get as much compression out of the piston that way as you can, and you know where you are, and advance and retard. I mean, it changes the torque and horsepower of the motor. So okay, so what's the next thing? Get that oil pan off of there. Oh, I finally made, I think I mentioned to you I was going to make an oil pan tray in case of a catastrophic failure. So I ordered it. Get down here where I can show you, and it's in there. I welded all the sides together. I got it Zeus fastened in. According to the rule book, it has to be in front of the balancer, which it is. You can see that kind of notched out for the bellows here on the steering. It covers both sides all the way down. It's going to clear the headers, and it goes all the way back underneath the converter area to the cross member that's here. And it's 5 Zeus fasteners, 1 here, 2 on each side, and 1 in the back. So you just pop that off, and the only thing that concerns me a little bit is, you know, jacking up the car. When you put this, I want to kind of be where, you know, I got to take this on and off, jack up and down the car, because the cross member that jack was going on is up here in the front. But I don't know, I might do something off this. This is stock original bumper support. I don't know what you call it, crash support bar. It's you know, it's sturdy on the main frame rails that stayed in here. I may put a pad that's right here, right dead in the center, you know, with some kind of a puck that fits the jack nicely, so that I can jack this thing up. Because what I also got to do is stub through the bumper cover to put a ring to, in case you got to tow the thing after you punch a hole in the bottom of the tray here that catches all the oil. But that ought to satisfy, because there was no way I could get a diaper on that engine with the way the headers were. This is all below the frame rail, and the headers were all above the frame rail, so there should be plenty of clearance. And Jegs, of course, sells the bladder material, Like, I think there's 2 or either 10 or 2 or 5 to a package. Very inexpensive. And what I'll do is I'll Velcro probably all that in the bottom of this tray in case you need it. Hopefully it'll be secure where you don't it doesn't go flying out of there with the wind and stuff. But okay, well, that's what I did. So when, you know, I put some kind of a picture of somebody in case I do end up do wheelies, you know, hey, what's up, or something like that, so you see it when you leave the starting line. Okay, y'all be careful, take care, good to talk to you again, and hopefully next video, keep saying this, but make some noise. Y'all be careful, stay safe.